This is a presentation featuring SAP, T-Systems, and NetApp, and we're going to go over what it takes to build one of the world's largest on-demand mission-critical ERP systems, and what the participants learn from that might be applicable for customers wishing to push the envelope of what they can do on their own systems. Some of the themes, and that would be pushing very, very far on what's possible, but some of the themes we want to talk about are the key enabling technologies, for instance, the storage foundation, the layers above that, how security works in a shared service environment and some of the challenges, how T-Systems Dynamic Services Platform then weaves it all together, what some of the key considerations for building your own hybrid cloud for delivering SAP might be, including private clouds with public cloud efficiencies. And we're going to introduce each of the speakers. They're going to give a few minutes to talk about their perspective on the problem and a little bit on their contribution, and then we're going to come back to a more conversational panel discussion. We have 45 minutes, and we welcome questions, although we'd like to take them at the end. So with that, I'd like to invite Sanjay Agad, Senior VP and member of the Office of the CTO at SAP, to walk us through SAP's perspective on moving to cloud scale efficiencies.
Okay, well, thank you, George. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I guess this is the first time I'm speaking at a remote web conference. Typically, I'm used to talking to the live cloud, but I think this is something different kind of experience. So I run SAP's cloud strategy, and as a part of the Office of CTO. Cloud is definitely interesting for SAP in various ways. We're looking at different ways to reduce the overall TCO of our customers. With recent economic collapse and the overall the economic situation, cloud is definitely something which has captured our customers' imagination. They are looking at cloud to lower the overall TCO and essentially lower the overall implementation cost. So if you look at the slide which we have currently in front of us, the cloud economics for enterprise. I mean, why cloud is interesting for our customers. Essentially, there is zero capex on hardware and software. Because the capex is essentially owned by the vendor, the hosting company or the cloud vendor. What essentially you pay as a customer is only the variable cost. The pay-as-you-go model, which is typically a subscription-based model, that reduces the overall implementation cost. And then, of course, the multi-tenant architecture and scalability definitely helps. Okay, so the next slide, please. George? Yeah, okay. So, SAP is looking into, building some kind of a on-demand platform on cloud, and we want to be cloud agnostic. We're working with Amazon and Microsoft together to build this cloud agnostic platform. And, we, as part of the design principles, we have identified certain areas, things like on-demand quality is what we have done is, we have essentially looked at what is out there in terms of Force.com and other competitions, and we have derived certain KPIs, and we want to make sure that we match those KPIs. The coexistence is something which is very important, where on-demand and on-premise systems coexist with the integrated lifecycle management. OLTP and OLAP is another very important principle, because if you've seen in today's on-demand players like Salesforce.com, etc., there is no analytics. So it's very difficult to build analytical application on top of those platforms. So our platform would like to support both analytical as well as transactional applications. And of course, timeless programming model is something which is very important, and being cloud agnostic is also something which is very important. That way, we don't get locked into a particular cloud vendor. Next slide, please. George, next slide.
Coming.
Okay. So customer landscape, so if you look at, our strategy, SAP's cloud strategy, we believe in the hybrid landscape or the hybrid cloud, where we believe that, the on-demand application or the edge-based applications would live together or coexist with the SAP with the on-premise system. There could be, the on-demand applications could be deployed on a public cloud or on a private cloud. And the on-demand applications could be typically a base, I would say, at the edge business processes like CRM or sales automation or human capital management, etc., etc. And this is, I think, our overall strategy. We don't believe that everything will be going onto the cloud, as some of our competition is saying. We strongly believe that for near future, or I would say for the foreseeable future, we would see both on-demand and on-premise system existing together in harmony. So that is on my side, Greg.
Thank you, Sanjog. Pardon me while we get to the beginning of the slide deck here. And so this is Gregory Smith. I'm with T-Systems, and I did a talk earlier on Tuesday, so you can get sort of a full discussion of what we're